Hi everyone, so welcome to my channel. So I'll say again the same thing. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so let's start the video. So today we will be learning a very basic thing about complex number. All right. So let us start with that. So I hope you are already aware about complex numbers, but here we will be doing something basics, okay, related to complex numbers. So let us write down the topic first. So we have complex numbers, and now since I told you that we will start from the basic, so the very basic thing that we should know about complex number is how should we represent complex numbers. All right. So we represent complex number with the letter Z. Okay. And this is the standard form of complex number. All right. A plus IB. Okay. And remember that this A is the real part. This A is called as the real part. All right. And this B is called the imaginary part. All right. This is an imaginary part. All right. Why it is called an imaginary part? Because it is of course present with I, right? And here I is nothing but an imaginary number. All right. Although just remember one thing, that the value of A and B are always real number. Okay. It's just that A is called the real part of this standard form of a complex number, and this B is called the imaginary part. All right. So, all right. So now I'll tell you what is this I. So the value of I is root over -1. Okay. So this you need to remember, that the imaginary this is an imaginary number, and the value of imaginary number is root over -1. All right. And now since you know this, so now you will be able to find the value of I square on your own. So what will be I square? I square will be what? Root over -1 whole square, right? And root over -1 whole square is nothing but -1 only, right? It's clear. Same way, we can also find the value of I cube as well, because I cube we can also write down as I square multiplied by I. And now since you already know the value of I square, which is -1, so we can write down this as -1 into I, which is minus I. So now we have the value of I cube also, which is -I. Now let us see what is the value of I to the power 4. So I to the power 4, or I raised to 4, we can write down this as I square multiplied by I square. And now what is the value of this I square? That we again know this, -1. So what is -1 into -1? It is +1. So now we have the value of I square, I cube, I raised to 4. And you know what? Because you know these 4 values, you will be able to find all the other values of I to the power n, because of these 4 values you already know. For example, I'll just say what is the value of I raised to 6. Okay, so now you don't need to remember this. What is the value of I raised to 6? You can easily derive it. So I raised to 6 we can write down as I square and then whole 3, because that's the property of exponent. You already know this. And now since we already know the value of I square, which is -1, so we can write down this as -1 raised to 3. And what is -1 raised to 3? It is -1. So now we have the value of I raised to 6 as well. All right. So that's how you can find all the other values as well, right? Now, let us do some questions. All right. So let us start with one question where you are supposed to find the standard form. Okay, the standard form of a complex number. So basically, suppose you are given a question, what is this 3 plus, this is 3 plus 2i upon minus 2 plus I, and the question says that you have to write down this complex number into the standard form. And now since you already know what is the standard form is a plus ib, right? A plus ib or a plus bi. So basically you need to convert this into that form. So what we will do, we will first write down the same thing as it is, and then to convert this into the standard form, the very first thing that we are going to do here is we are going to rationalize this. Okay. So rationalization, you all know what to do. You just need to multiply and divide by minus 2 minus I upon minus 2 minus I, right? Because here we are having plus sign in between. So we know that we just need to reverse the sign. All right. Now we can solve this. So this will become 3 into minus 2, which is minus 6. 3 into minus I, which is minus 3i, and then we have 2i into minus 2, which is minus 4i, and then we are having plus into minus is minus, so 2i into I is 2i square. All right. And now you can see here in the denominator, we are having basically one formula, and the formula is a plus b into a minus b. Because if I consider minus 2 as a and b as I, so we are having that form a plus b into a minus b. And we all know that a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. So using that formula, we can write down this as a square. That means minus 2 square. Minus 2 square is 4. Okay. And then minus b square. So what is minus b square? B is I here. So I square. So let us write down I square only. Okay. Next, now we can solve this. So this will become minus 6. This is minus 3i minus 4i, which is minus 7i. This will become, because we know now the value of I square is minus 1. So if I just substitute here the value of I square, which is minus 1. So this will become 2 into minus 1, which is minus 2. But we already have this minus sign present here. So that minus minus will become plus. Okay. And same thing we'll be doing here in the denominator as well, 4. And since the value of minus 1, right? So minus minus will become plus 1, right? And now we can write down this as minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4, right? And this is minus 7i, and this is 4 plus 1, which is 5. All right. So this is the final answer we are getting, but you can also write down this as minus 4 by 5, right? And then plus, we can write down this inside, a bracket. So minus 7 by 5 and then I. So now can you see that this is in the standard form where A is minus 4 by 5 and B is minus 7 by 5. So we are having now the standard form A plus IB. All right. So this is our answer. So this was one of the concepts. Now let us understand one more concept, which is conjugate of a complex number. All right. So let me write down the conjugate of a complex number. Okay. So this is the next topic, conjugate of a complex number. So what is the meaning of conjugate? I'll explain you. So first we know that how do we denote complex number? So we denote complex number by Z or Z. So we can write down this as A plus IB. That's how, we write down the standard form of a complex number. Now, first of all, you should know how do we denote conjugate. So conjugate we denote by Z, and then this is the conjugate sign. So that means I just need to mark the conjugate sign over here also. And conjugate meaning what? Between this real part and imaginary part, whatever sign is present, you just need to reverse that sign. Okay. So this will become A minus IB. So what is the conjugate of A plus IB? The conjugate of A plus IB is A minus IB. Suppose the question is, what is the conjugate of A minus IB? Then the answer will be, the conjugate of A minus IB will be A plus IB. So basically, you just need to reverse the sign. All right. Let us take one question here. So suppose you have to find the conjugate of 4 minus 5i. So what you will do? The conjugate of this will be, you will write down the sign and this will become 4 plus 5i. So this was a one-line answer. Okay, so this is the answer of conjugate. Now let us take one last question on conjugate only. So suppose you have the question that what is the conjugate of, or find the conjugate of 1 upon 3 plus 5i. Now maybe some of you can think that the answer is 1 upon 3 minus 5i, but that is not the correct answer. Let me tell you why. Because first of all, just remember this, that whenever you find the conjugate of a complex number, you need to first convert whatever questions you are given in the standard form. But is this the standard form? No, this is not in the standard form. So what we need to do? We need to convert it into the standard form. So how will you do this? So first you will rationalize this. So 3 plus 5i. So what you will do? You will multiply and divide by 3 minus 5i. Now let us solve this question quickly. So this will become 3 minus 5i in the numerator upon, we are having, a plus b into a minus b form in the denominator. So this will become a square, that means 9 minus b square. So that is 25i square. So that is what? Minus 25i square, but i square is minus 1. So it is basically plus 25. I hope you have understood this. So this will become 3 minus 5i upon 25 plus 9 is 34. So this is what we have as the standard form. So we can also write down this as 3 upon 34 minus 5i upon 34. Now this is not the answer because we have to find the conjugate of this. So conjugate meaning you just need to do this, and the final answer will be 3 upon 34 plus 5 upon 34i. Alright, so this is the answer. And here we are going to end this video, I'm going to end this video. So I hope this video was of great use for you. If you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, thank you. Let's meet some other time. Goodbye.